Hey, we're here with Coach Hodge, coach of the ITC Basketball team.
What's going on? What's going on?
So how do you feel about the outcome of this season?
So our outcome wasn't what we wanted. You always want to win sectionals and have a chance to play for the state title. But I think with us being such a young team, from where we started the season to where we ended is what you want from our ascension. Building a program, it's not easy. So you got to do it from day one, setting your rules, setting your expectations. And the future's bright. But that doesn't happen in October. That's going to happen over the summer. It's going to happen in the preseason. We got to get stronger. We got to get better. We got to get faster. Our league's good. We're going up to A next year, so it's going to be nobody's giving us a trophy. We're going to have to go earn it. Effort trumps everything. So if we don't have effort, we don't have anything. We had a tough time taking care of the ball. We had Makai Maddox was our only kid who played varsity basketball before in life in significant minutes. So we had a tough time with the speed at the beginning of the season. And we got to grasp the speed. It was finishing through stronger guys, making layups and taking care of the ball. But as the season went on, we definitely got better with it. It made practice awesome because we were able to, I would sometimes put all the freshmen together against all the upperclassmen. And it was a big, nice physical practice where the upperclassmen wanted to kind of bully the freshmen a little bit, and is what they needed.
And the more experience I got working with Coach Hodge and Coach Minnow, I got to know the things they wanted the varsity to run, and I try to get that stuff trickled down into the JV so they can run it when they went up to varsity. I'm loud, which sometimes kids misconstrue as being mean. I always tell my kids, listen to the message, not how I'm saying it. I would have to give a ton of credit to Coach Newell this year. He came just about to every practice, and it was 10 minutes or 40 minutes he worked with the big men. Fulton hit 14 three-pointers, I think, against us in the last game of the year. We didn't hit any, and we won by 6. And that was all because of our forwards. They scored most of the points. All the rebounding was them. All the key defensive stops was them. And that goes right to Jeff Newell's work with the forwards. He would have progressed a little bit more if he had stayed down in JVs because the way things were working out, he was going to end up playing point guard for us. So he would have had to get more comfortable being, having the ball in his hands all the time. He would have had to be more comfortable creating his own shot, using his right hand, which he's weak at right now. The kid's an outstanding passer. He looks for his teammates. He's good at getting the basket, driving with his left hand. I think there's some areas he could have improved more if he had stayed down in JVs. Any success the varsity has, is shared by everybody in the program. Even this year, where it's one staff. We all kick ideas off of each other. We don't practice together, but we're still on the bus all the time. We're at the games all together. I steal some stuff from Coach Hodge because obviously it's the varsity stuff, but he stole some stuff from me. This offseason we'll have a chance to actually communicate and figure out where we want to go forward in the path forward. But if West Hill was the state champs this year, which they were, we have the talent in the building in the next 3 years to compete with them. And if they were the best team in the state, it's not ridiculous for these kids to start dreaming about winning a sectional title, winning a state title. Those kind of goals kids should have, especially with the talent we have right now.
I felt like we earned a lot of respect from the teams we played. Teams like West Hill, who just won the Class B state title, started playing our defense in the sectionals, helped them make a run. I loved that we played Chittenango's and West Hill in their gyms and gave them fits with our defense, with our rebounding, with our energy. I love that we ended the season in a way that teams didn't want to play us in sectionals. Watching what's going on in the paint, even though ITC doesn't technically have paint in our lane. My eyes are always on footwork, boxing out, rebounding, and just an overall sense of guarding the hoop. Biggest improvements throughout the season was because we were with the young team, just the team chemistry is that built. Obviously coming in with a bunch of guys who hadn't played at the same middle schools together. So we got guys like, Kwani and Taekwon Harris and Antoine and Jabri as freshmen to be on varsity and to move up sophomores and have sophomores playing on varsity too. We started our first game. We had players that weren't on our team by the end of the year were in our starting lineup. So there was a lot of adjustments that were made throughout the year.
I really do think the sky's the limit. Having 4 freshmen all year long on the team, having Liam as a sophomore come up and get some experience, as well as the crop of juniors that we had getting experience this year. I think we can take a big step forward next year. Obviously, Kwani and Antoine, both in Taekwondo, on top of Mackay, got all league honors, which is huge. Those three freshmen especially. I think a trip to OCC is definitely within arm's reach. I think that shows how good we can be, but it was definitely tough, them learning what we want them to do and us figuring out what they can do, and pushing them to be even better than what they started. So we're actually moving up to Class A next year because they've shifted everything. So we have some teams that are going to be a little bit different that we're facing, but I think we have a group that can really do something special.
I feel like we did a great job with the talent that we had and the grooming that we had, and it was a great season overall. Lack of experience. We had a lot of freshman guards that were dogs, though. Don't get it twisted. All my freshman guards were dogs, but we just didn't have as much experience as the other teams that we played that was running 4 or 5 seniors on the court at the same time. Next year is going to be a big shooting year for ITC basketball. Keep coming to practice, keep giving it your all, knowing the capability that your team has and what you guys can do, and just keep going and getting better at practice every day. Literally all you can do, and just keep motivating each other. If you don't have motivation, you won't make it nowhere. I love all y'all. Y'all my dogs, you know. Y'all can hit me whenever, and just keep grinding, and I want to see every one of us win for me.